Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Oli Caudron. Welcome for this Wednesday call where I will be talking about how to overcome, how to get the courage to overcome an emotional trauma when we are a highly sensitive person. And today I am in front of the United Nations in New York, of course. I could be in Geneva, but here is the United Nations in New York, on Manhattan. So how are you doing, guys? How are you doing? It's good to be back once a week. I love to do this live video and talk to you. So today, how do we get the courage to overcome emotional trauma? Because it's one thing to want it to change, to want it to feel better, and it's another one to be courageous enough to overcome it. And the United Nations could be a best place to, as a background, since the United Nations were founded just after the World War II. At the beginning it was La Société des Nations, and then it became the United Nations. And this is this idea to come together to avoid same situations as the World War II. And you have 193 cultures working together, which means that's okay, but everyone has a culture, a different culture, and with some point of view completely different, but they have to aim to find resolutions and things like that. And actually, as a highly sensitive person who is struggling with an emotional trauma, in our head and in our heart, it is like the United Nations. It's so many different cultures, so many points of view coming together, and they have to find a resolution. And when I'm working with my clients, they come to me because they want to feel better. They want to get rid of this awful emotional trauma that is getting them stuck. And of course they are enthusiastic. They want to, they feel ready. And one of my first questions is, what are you ready to do to overcome that? Yes, I'm ready to do everything. Yes, but once we start the coaching, so the process to have a clear idea about the goal we want to reach when we want to overcome that emotional trauma, it's there that everything starts being messy. The idea then is to openly talk. When we are highly sensitive, we need to be heard. We need to express, and sometimes it's that very difficult thing, to ourselves what was our experience. And there is the courage. It's when we put the word on what we experienced, and when we are taking the part of our own responsibility. The responsibility is not the guilty. I'm not talking about that. I'm not blaming anyone. And being responsible is a part of actions that we took in order to get in that situation. And there is the courage. Is when we take that part of responsibility and we write it down and we are able to recognize it and acknowledge it. There is the courage. If you are a highly sensitive person, I assume that you will understand what I am talking about. It's not easy. It's not easy to make the difference between the pain and the responsibility and also the emotional situation. So how do we get the courage to overcome an emotional trauma when we are a highly sensitive person? Is when we recognize and acknowledge our part of responsibility. When I say acknowledging it, it's telling it out loud and write it down. And there the actions will be able to be taken. Check, you will see that often when you feel better is because you were able to manage to shift your mindset, to shift your emotion, and create a balance between what happened and yourself. Of course, if the person who did you harm, it's okay. We are not forced to love that person or love the situation or appreciate the situation that happened, but we have to find a way to feel free from it and to free ourselves, to free ourselves of that authority of the situation. Is once again when we talk with our thought and our emotions like the United Nations, and we find a resolution all together inside of ourselves, and then we take action to let others know what we are doing. But the first person who needs to know is yourself. I know that sounds easy, because it is. It's so simple. You need to be trained to do that. This is what I am doing as much as I can to feel better and to not getting stuck in those emotional trauma, small or big, that are in my life. What do you think about that, guys? Just send me a question or a comment. I will be happy to read you and to have a conversation. That's it for today. I'm Oli Caudron from olicaudron.com. I help highly sensitive men and women who are struggling with a lack of confidence because of emotional trauma to become all-powerful and unstoppable. Enjoy your day and find that courage. Bye.